You are currently looking for a new build, an alternative to your old Celestial roaming build? Don't look further. This build is really strong even though it's not using the Celestial combo and feels like you are still playing it. I'm Summer, and without much further ado, let's jump right in. So this is a Soulbeast build that uses Ritualist gear on armor and on the trinkets for maximum condi damage as well as concentration and expertise. Not maximum, but quite a lot, and some vitality. You will want to fill up with Superior Rune of the Herald to get some more toughness so that they don't get really high bursts on you. And you want to get as much boon duration as you can. You will see in a second why. On your weapons you want to run, at least I like to run Ritualist as well, but you can also go for Trailblazer, for example. So you can swap in some Trailblazer pieces if you feel like you don't need that much boon duration. As a relic, I want to run Relic of Rivers because it's really strong if you have high boon duration. So every time you dodge roll in combat, you get Alacrity and Regen. On your weapons, you will want to have Energy and a Dagger, and on your Warhorn, you want to run Cleansing Sigil because that's your defensive weapon set. And on the offensive one, that's the Shortbow, you want to run Celerity and Duel. Celerity gives you 5 seconds of quickness. And as you have almost 100% boon duration, or let's say you get 9 seconds or something of quickness when you interrupt to someone. So be aware to try to use your interrupts on your shortbow. You can also swap this sigil if you feel like you get more value otherwise, but I think this is the best combination. For infusions, you should of course run the condition damage ones. For food, there's actually only one good choice here. So you want to run peppered cured meat flatbreads because the minus 10% incoming damage is so good on this build because you lack some toughness. You don't run Celestial anymore, so you can't have everything. And then you have the condition damage and expertise. Perfect. And then you want to run the Magnanimous Tuning Crystals because they give you condition damage based on your vitality and toughness, and you have quite a lot of those, at least of the vitality. Like I said, you can swap up some stuff to get more Trailblazer, but you will lose some boon duration, and this build has access to a lot of boons. So you want to get as much boon duration as you can. Before I get to the traits, I want to remind you, if you want to see more content like this, I would really appreciate a subscription. And now to the trait. So you want to run Wilderness Survival, Nature Magic, and Soulbeast. So the Wilderness Survival trait line is really strong. You get some more endurance recovery, some protection, which is really long lasting after you dodge roll, and some healing while you have protection. And you get some vitality and some expertise based on your vitality. That's why you have so much vitality, it's really strong, because you get even more expertise then. Then you get some condition damage and even more condition damage while you read a dagger. And other stuff, but we only have daggers. And the recharge is shorter on dagger skills. And then that's really strong here. It's important. It's your most damaging condition is poison, and you increase the damage of it. And when you use a beast ability, the next attack will inflict poison. And Nature Magic, you could go for a more offensive trait line here, but I feel like you have so much damage from your weapon skills already. That is condition damage that you can go for a more defensive setup. So you get some regeneration from your beast abilities. Whenever you gain a boon, your pet also will get the boon. And you have more concentration, and your regenerated healing is increased. So your regeneration is stronger even though you don't have any healing power. Then you get some healing power, but not that much. And when you use your Warhorn 5, you get some regeneration as well. This trait line is not that strong for this build, but it provides some defensive value. And when you dodge, you cleanse a condition and it will heal you. So that's really strong because you don't have that much cleanse on this build, so that's why I take this. And then you get some protection and vigor when you use the beast ability on 20 second cooldown, so it's really strong, and some healing. And look at the Boon duration, it's insane. You almost have, let's say, 40% uptime of vigor and protection just by using this trait. And you have, from dodging, you can upkeep all of the boons really, really easily. So now to Boon, Soulbeast. So whenever you use a beast ability, you get fury and quickness. So you see we get a lot of stuff from using a beast ability. Then more damage while you have fury, not that important, your condition build. Whenever you gain quickness, every 5 seconds that is, you increase the duration of all other boons affecting you. And you have a lot of other boons, and you can get a lot of different kinds of quickness bursts, so you increase it every time by 2 seconds. So try to not spam your quickness at 1 5-second interval, try to use it one after the other, after 5 seconds or something, so you get the duration increase every time. It's really strong. And then disabling your foe will increase your damage for a short time. And then Eternal Bond, you can swap pets while you are merged. That's really important because it will allow you to go into your defensive pet even though you are merged, and you get some healing by doing this. So for the pets you want to use Iboga and the Seamoth. So for pets you want to use the Iboga and the Seamoth. The Seamoth is the let's say defensive pet. It will give you some stealth with its F2 access when you pick it up. It can be nice in some circumstances, but it's mostly used for its, let's say, really strong unflinching fortitude skill. So that's a beast skill, gives you a lot of boons, but it will make you, let's say, end your pain like for 4 seconds. You get no incoming damage. It is direct damage, not condition damage, and you will, it's a stun break, it removes cripple, chill, and immobilize. So it's really, really strong. And you have some knockdown here, it's really long lasting, but it's short leap finisher. And be aware if you use that on your short bow, you get the celerity proc as well. And then some, say, minor bleeding if you can land it. And then your F4 skill is the swap, even though you're merged. And the other pet is the Iboga, it's the offensive one. It gives a lot of confusion access and torment and even a field. And some nice poison and vulnerability as well. So use this as your offensive one and spam those skills that are really strong skills, especially confusion. You see it ticks really strong. And then you have your shot bow, some poison application, an evade shot. Then if you land this from behind, it will immobilize the target and this will even stun. So you have quite a lot of nice setups for your skills. Then you want to run dagger. That's just improving the next attack, gives you some bleeding and poison attack access as well. So every skill that is improving the next attack of your pet in Soulbeast will improve your own attacks, so that's really strong. And then you get some nice leap finisher, which will, if you land it, give some quickness, and to the foe it will give some slow and poison. It's really long lasting slow, it's really nasty if you can land it. And this is also another quickness application you can get to extend your boons, and yeah. Then Hunter's Call is really, really strong skill. It gives 16 vulnerability. It hits 16 times. And you can combine this with one of your utility skills, the Vulture Stance, which will give every time it hits on a quarter-second internal cooldown, it will apply poison. So it will apply vulnerability and poison with this, and quite a lot of poison. It deals huge amount of damage. So be aware. And then you get your AoE interrupt. It's a blast finisher. It applies region with a trait, fury, might, swiftness, and weakness. It's really overloaded, so use this whenever you can. For healing skill, you will want to run Bear Stance. It gives you some nice healing and removes conditions every interval and heals you more for conditions, so it's a major condi cleanse that you have on this build. And then, like I said, Vulture Stance. And Quicken and Sapphire, it's another quickness application, really long lasting, also some super speed and a stun break, so use that wisely. And then your most important utility skill, Goliath Stance. It's a 30-second cooldown without the alacrity you have, and you have quite a lot of alacriity uptime. It will give you 10 seconds of stability, 6 stacks, and it's a stun break. And it will reduce the incoming damage by 33%, condition and power damage, and it will also remove immobilize, chill, and cripple. So it's really overloaded. But if you can then, after you press this, activate every 5 seconds some quickness, you can extend this duration to almost 20 seconds. So you have, and with alacrity, you can almost get to, let's say, 80% stability uptime just by using this skill correctly. That's insane. And the utility of the elite skill is either Entangle, as it's an unblockable immobilize, which is really nasty in some circumstances, if you can land it, and some nice bleeding as well. But you can swap it out if you feel like you don't need it or you can't land it all the time, to Strength of the Pack, which is also a huge damage buff, because if you combine this as well with your Hunter's Call, for example, or some really attacks that hit often, you get a lot of might just by using the skills. And if you have 25 might, even though you're quite tanky, you get a lot of damage from your poison ticks as well. And it also gives you stability, so you have a really strong skill as well. So I think both of them are viable. If you need more damage, Entangle can be the option. But if you want to have more, let's say, the bruisery style, I would go for Strength of the Pack. Both are viable. And that's it for the general playstyle. You can see in the background, it's extremely strong, especially if you can land your immobilize and overload the enemies with your conditions. And it's extremely fun. I would say in the current meta, it's one of the best roaming builds right now, after the Celestial nerf. Let me know in the comments what you think. I hope you liked this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Toughness.